What was the American dream and its differing ideology throughout America's history? Since the beginning of America's history, the desire of economic opportunity has led to the development of American society. Economy was the reason for the colonies, westward expansion, imperialism, and eventually the creation of Wall Street and the ideas of big business. This desire for economic opportunity is the American dream that immigrants and Americans seek out in the United States. But it has branched out between different generations in time, particularly the 1920s, the 1950s, and the 1990s. Although these generations are different in time, they share a common theme. Consumerism grew, as well as overwhelming materialism during the economic prosperity of the 1920s. The American dream was to own cars and to live lavishly, but it was hard to achieve this goal because of a growing wage gap and the idea that someone else owned more. In the 1920s, people began to notice an increase in technology and the rise of the automobile. As children, the generation of 1918 grew up with exotic cars like the Pierce Great Arrow, which they greatly admired and wanted. But as they grew up, the Model T, Ford's most influential automobile, was readily available and allowed this generation to live their own American dream, owning a car. But this generation experienced an era of ignorance, be that by ignoring the outside world and poverty in America. Parties and elaborate celebrations were often an outlet for Americans, but this lavish lifestyle allowed them to live out their American dream of enjoying life. In the 1920s, the American dream was owning cars and having a lavish lifestyle. Similarly to the 1920s, the 1950s was an economic prosperity, and consumerism, particularly in the housing industry, gained steam. Homes were being built rapidly, and the American dream shifted from owning materials, like cars, to fostering a family, be that by buying a home in the suburbs. Home loans became readily available by the Federal Housing Administration, therefore increasing the amount of families eligible to purchase homes. The move to a brand new home in the suburbs was not just a geographical shift, but a social and economic shift as well. New family-centered ideologies emerged, as well as new jobs and opportunities. As adults, the generation of 1957 valued ideas of togetherness, which has defined their family life in their cookie-cutter homes in Levittowns. The dream of the 1950s was to live as the poster family, raise 2 children, own a home, have a working husband, and a stay-at-home wife. This dream came true for many as more houses were built and America experienced the baby boom. The 1990s was a time of innovative technology, governmental deregulation, and the development of a new American dream. Still, the allure of economy was present, but people in this generation wanted money, power, and status. The internet helped this generation flourish, as well as the businesses during this time. .com businesses exploded, leading to an economic flurry of investing. For the generation of 1996, MBA has always meant making it big in America, which at this time was making money. In reality, MBA stands for Masters of Business Administration, which in the 90s would help you get a job on Wall Street. Also for this generation, tech stocks became as hot as the Sex Pistols used to be. The rising popularity of tech stocks during the 90s demonstrated how this new technology had an effect on the business world. The popular culture surrounding making money eventually led to materialism and making it big becoming the American dream in the 1990s. Conclusively, because of economic drive, consumerism, and materialism, the American dream has been designed around money and the idea of making money. This in turn has created the American dream as a continuous pursuit of money. Therefore, the idea of the American dream has been the same, to make money, but it has branched out between each generation.